So since we can't meet together for the summer camp, we are putting together some food videos for you and your families to make at home. So our first video is going to be quiche or egg bake. So they're kind of the same thing. So this is good for an easy grab and go in the morning, and we need our protein in order to grow big and strong. And we don't want to skip breakfast because that's the energy we need for the rest of our day. So today I'm going to show you how to make an egg bake. So there's lots of ways to make it. So this egg bake, we're going to use some bread to fill you up in the morning. So I usually take the crust off, and you can either save it for something else or just throw it away. So we're going to do that. And I'm just going to start with 2 slices of bread to start. So pulling the crust off, and then I'm just throwing it away for now. So before we start, I'm just going to add some olive oil to our pan. And then that olive oil, I'm going to let it drip down all the sides. This might be a fun thing for kids to do. Gotta make sure it gets on the sides, not just the bottom. And you can also take a paper towel, which I do sometimes, and I help move around that oil, making sure it's all over so it does not stick to our pan, like so. Alright, so now we're going to take those pieces of bread, we're going to put them down. I'm actually going to use one more slice, and you can use a pan like this that's round, or you can use a little square pan, or if you're making it for a bigger get-together or a bigger family, you can use a larger pan. Alright, so I have 3 slices in there like this, and now I'm going to start cracking my eggs. So this is a little tricky for kids to do, but definitely try it. You might get some shells in there. You can always pick those out. I'm going to use 5 eggs today. But again, egg bake and quiche, you can make however you want. You can put whatever in it. You don't even need to use the bread as the base. It's just what I've always done. So I have 5 eggs, and with eggs we always want to be careful and wash our hands after, so I'm going to wash my hands really quick. So we always want to wash our hands after touching eggs so we don't get sick. Alright, now, those eggs, you can either use a whisk or just a fork. So you're going to stir, and this is always fun for kids to do. So you're just going to stir, try to blend the yellow and the white together. And then once it's pretty well blended, you're going to take some milk. And again, you don't need to use milk either, so if you're lactose intolerant. And I'm not measuring anything, but there's definitely recipes where they're more strict. But this is just an easy recipe where you can't really mess it up. In the sink right away. Alright, so now I'm going to take my egg and I'm going to pour it over the bread in the pan. Make sure it's saturated. Just like that. Alright, So then in some egg bakes, people like to use meat. So I have some turkey deli meat, which you could use. I'm not going to put it in mine, but then a lot of people use ham too. So you can go to the store and there's already cubes of ham that you can use. And then I am going to use this tomato to add some vegetables. So I'm going to wash up this tomato. And then what I'm going to do is slice it. This might be a little hard for kids to do, because you want to be careful not to cut your fingers. But this is a fun recipe at home to do with a family, so you all can work together. Once you slice them, then I'm going to slice them more into little cubes. And then I'm going to take those little cubes and I'm going to sprinkle them over my eggs. Like that. And you don't need to add tomato if you don't like tomato. A lot of people use pepper, onion, mushrooms, spinach. You can kind of add as many vegetables as you want and make it as healthy as you want. It's good to kind of hit all the food groups right away in the morning. So you make sure you hit them throughout your day. Good, so all the tomatoes are in there. Just wipe off my hands quick. And then I'm going to add some cheese on top. So my cheese I have is Asiago, Parmesan, and Romano, but you can use any kind of cheese that you would like. A lot of people use cheddar. I'm just going to sprinkle that on. And then to finish this one, I'm going to use salt and pepper. So I'm going to make this. And then I'm going to add some salt. Good. Just like that. And then this is our finished product. You can either bake it right away or you can save it till the next day. So this is our finished product, and you want to preheat the oven for 375 or 400, and then you're going to cook it for 45 minutes to 60 minutes, and then it'll be ready for you in the morning. For our second video, we are going to make a lunch wrap. So this is really good to take with you whenever you are not at home for lunch. So you're going to start with a tortilla. You can kind of pick whichever you want. There's healthier brands, so you can always look for those. A wrap is really great because you don't have to eat 2 slices of bread, so that cuts down on calories. So, for this, rice is very important in the Hmong culture, so we're going to still incorporate that into our wraps. So I made some rice, has some cilantro in it, and I also put some lemon in it as well. And I'm just putting that on my wrap, just like this. So it's kind of more like a burrito, so this will keep you full throughout the day. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm choosing turkey. So turkey doesn't have a ton of fat, which is good. You can also choose chicken, ham, whatever you prefer. We're just going to layer that on there like that. Wraps are also fun because you can add whatever dressing that you would like. I'm not going to add any today, but you could add mayo, ranch, anything like that. I usually put cheese on mine, so I'm going to sprinkle some of this cheese on. Again, it doesn't matter what kind. Totally up to you. And then it's really important to add our vegetables. So I'm going to add these tomatoes into the wrap. I'm going to just take off the little greens, and I picked these from my garden. So it's also really fun to have a garden. So I'm going to just wash these up really quick. Rinse them. Then I'm just going to lay those in my wrap, just like that. If you like it spicier, you can always add some red pepper flakes. Also, if you don't have like shredded cheese at home, you can always use a string cheese, which is kind of fun for kids to pull apart and make their own wrap. But otherwise, this is pretty much what you put on your wrap, and then you can add lettuce. So let me go ahead and add some lettuce to it. So you can add lettuce, spinach, kind of whatever you're feeling. I'm just going to cut this open. Like that. Again, even if the bag says it's rinsed, I like to rinse it again. So I'm just going to rinse this really quick. And there you go, nice and customizable. Every kid can kind of make the wrap that they want to make. And you just wrap it up and put it in your plastic bag and you're good to go. Again, make the wraps with whatever ingredients you want to make. You can make them the night before or the morning of. They're very quick. And then I just kind of roll it up, tuck in the bottom. And then I use the plastic bag to keep it rolled all day. And I just roll it up, and this is how I put it in my lunchbox.